I don't think I've ever had any difficulty working with other designers. The main difficulty working with clients, I think, is probably issues around taste and around terminology and like communication itself. So I think as a graphic designer, you're kind of trained to communicate in a certain way and maybe to be a bit more minimal in the way that you do things, or to sort of prove the effectiveness of like graphic devices and styles that you've used to communicate. You want them to be appropriate for the type of audience that you're trying to connect with, to be trained in those things. So you can, it's mainly kind of difficult to sometimes work with them to help them to see things a different way or understand things a different way. That I don't know, really simple examples, you know, like you don't need to have a logo really, really, really big to understand that a product or a thing has been produced by a certain company. You know, sometimes branding isn't about logos and that sort of thing. It's more about the general look and feel or tone of voice of a company. And sometimes clients let you do that, sometimes they don't. Often they just, even just talking about different colors, or even trying to just talk about different colors with clients can be difficult because, you know, if they say to me that I want it to be blue, it's kind of, well, what kind of blue? And if, you know, my idea of electric blue is different to yours, and I guess, you know, that's what things like Pantone are for, and you know, showing them printed examples and stuff like that. But just even visualizing things, my idea of minimal could be different to theirs. I was working with a children's theatre company a few years ago, and the client rang me and asked to have a monster on the things that we were making for them, like the marketing materials. And I said, well, what kind of monster? And he just kept saying, you know, a monster. I was like, well, what kind? Like green, brown, red, like scales, fangs, wings? What do you mean? Because it's a waste of time for me to make something that he's ultimately going to reject 5 seconds later. So I guess a big part of learning how to work with people has been how to communicate and get the best out of them without making them feel like you're talking down to them or patronizing them, or do you know what I mean? You want to give them a bit of power in the situation so that they feel like they can tell you what they think and what they feel about the work without it being incorrect or that you've misunderstood them, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've forgotten what the question was now. What was the most difficult thing about working with clients? Yeah, just trying to get on the same page with people.
Yeah.